Scrapbookers, it's Katie Scott, and I am up with, this is going to be my layout number 3 for the year 2014. And let me tell you what, I have been going around and around with what my word is going to be for the year, and I had written some down. The ones that I thought of were schedule, plan, habit, thrive, action, focus, light, simplify, power, control, memorable, and also brave. And none of them have really been sticking with me. And I had a word last year, hope, that didn't really, it never really quite took. And I actually had there are a lot of areas of my life last year that went downhill. Not in a horrible way, because overall I had a good year. So you wouldn't think that, but I had an injury last year where, as a result, I gained 20 pounds. So that's really heavy on my mind, which is one of the reasons I was going to think of the word light. But basically, after I watched the 2 Peas in a Bucket, it's called In the Mood to Scrap video by Wilna Furstenberg, and her word is heart. And she encouraged, so the prompt was to, make a page about your word for 2014. So I started to think about how I could incorporate all of those different words that I was thinking about. And then I was thinking, that's really not what one little word is about. It's about one word, right? So I didn't pick a little word, but I did pick a word, and it wasn't on that list, but it was. It does have to do with all of those things. So my word for 2014 is. It is going to be my year of, can you guess? Improvement. So it is going to be my year of improvement, because there's so many areas of my life that I would like to see an improvement. And so that can just take a whole lot of different shapes and forms. But I think the basis of this page is going to be this. It's I cut this in the silhouette, on the silhouette cameo. And in case you're wondering about the font, because I know sometimes people do, the font that I used, it was, oh my gosh, I don't know. I think it was Impact, maybe, or I'm not really sure, actually. It was one of the ones that was in the fonts that came with it. So I'm not going to use these letters. I'll use them a different time. I'm just going to throw them in this little box where I throw stuff like that. Oh, here's another picture. I was looking for a smaller picture of me. Haha. That's why it's good to have a little box. So there's another little picture of me. This one I think might work pretty well. Let me just see if it does. So I didn't want a huge picture. So yeah, I think improvement is going to really encompass all of the things that I want to encourage into my life in the year 2014. I was going to use this picture where this is a selfie and I'm kind of giving myself the look hey, you can do better. I was kind of annoyed with myself that day. And then this is another picture that I like of myself, also a selfie. Most of my pictures of myself are selfies. There's another selfie. I think I'm going to use that one. So let me just get these letters up. Now, if you haven't watched my videos before, I make the whole video start to finish in real time. And I don't typically speed things up or omit parts because, number one, it's easier for me to edit. But number two, I like for you to see how long it actually takes. And I like what happens when I run into a problem and have to work that through. And so the videos for me are also just a way of it's just a really self-indulgent way to get scrapbook pages done, and I kind of enjoy talking through the process. So if you're watching, thank you. And if you have any comments or suggestions, I'd love to hear them. I won't always incorporate them. I do have a cold today, so I apologize for that. But I'd like to hear the suggestions because, so even if there's something about my videos that you don't like, some of the things, it would be interesting to know anyways. So if you could leave like a constructive criticism, that would be awesome. My son was in a martial arts program. He got his, what do you call it? His black belt in karate. And part of the training was that they had to teach some of the classes, and the way that they taught him to teach was like you praise, criticize, and then praise again. So you have to sandwich if you sandwich the criticism in between two praises, it goes over a lot better. I've used that in life quite a bit since learning that. It's like, oh, that's pretty clever. Okay, excuse me. So now I want to, just wondering what I want to back this with. If I want to do them different colors, probably not. I don't think that looked very good. Let's see about this one. Oh, I like that. With the green, even though it doesn't really match this green, I like the way that it looks like a grid. Yes. That's going to be it. This is an American Crafts paper, and this is For the Record by Echo Park. I think I want to use this one. And so I'm not going to need the whole sheet, so I'm just going to cut the part out that I do want. Okay, just look at this. Okay. So the other thing I'm going to try to do this year is to keep track of how many layouts I make, because I make a lot of layouts, but I don't count them. But I've always been kind of curious about how many I make, so that's one of my things this year. I'm gonna count my layouts to see how many there are. Okay, so somebody told me that they were shocked to see that I use tape. And I do. I do use tape. And I think the double stick tape is, I want to say that it's, I saw somewhere that it was, maybe it's not, but I think that it's acid free and all that bad stuff free. I haven't had any problems with it. Let me just see. I want to make sure I'm getting that straight. And then a lot of times what I'll do too, which I think was the thing that kind of shocked the person, is that if I use a brad or if I use anything where I want the back of my page to be all tidy down, I just use regular Scotch tape, whoops, on the back of the layout, just to make everything go down. And I'm honestly not worried about that turning yellow. I don't think it will. And even if it does, it's on the back, and by the time it does, I won't care. That's what my sister-in-law says. She's so practical about everything, but she's like, I don't care. By the time that happens, I won't have to worry about it. So, there you go. But no, I do want my, I want my albums to last the test of time, or as long as they can. but I think that using tape is just fine. So here's my year of improvement, and those are just about the same. I almost still want to use this, like, kind of I'm angry with myself. It's not angry, just like, hey, you can do better picture. So I almost might use, I don't know if I can cut these into squares. I'm going to try to do that and use the bigger ones. I like to use bigger pictures on my pages. I will occasionally make pages with a tiny picture and then a whole lot of embellishments, but I really enjoy the pictures, excuse me, the layouts that have larger pictures, because I just think that's more interesting to real life people. So I think that if you're interested in scrapbook products, then pages that are heavy into to embellishments and all that other stuff, that's great. But if you are thinking about these pages in terms of the people in your life and who's your target audience, and ultimately my target audience is my people, my family. And so I kind of like I sort of like this arrangement. I don't know why. Just that, here I'm expressing some kind of dissatisfaction with myself, and then, and I know it. I mean, I'm not sure other people would know it from looking at that picture, but I know it. Just like, most selfies involve smiling, but this selfie was one that I was just kind of like, oh, if I could just roll my eyes at myself, that's what I would be doing, because I was having a frustrating day that day. I remember it well. And then up here was a better day. So there we go on that. So those are photo placements. And let me just trim off that little extra. Whoops. And what I did is I just put that into the guillotine cutter, and I didn't even look. I probably should have, but it came out okay. I did cut into the paper just a little bit accidentally, so I'm just going to put some of that offending tape on there again. And there we go. And so I saw on the 2P's message board there was some discussion about how long do you like videos. So I'm someone who can make either a really short video or a really long video. And it really just depends on how fast I'm going. So what I want to do is get my journal out here that I was going to... So... work, marriage, my weight, organization, fun and adventure, memorable mom. Okay, so these are just different areas in that I want to improve. So work, marriage, my weight, organization, just, general decluttering of everything. fun and adventure, a memorable mom. And I write that because I really feel like as the mom in my family, I am I'm not only the family journalist and scrapbooker, but I'm also the person who really is in charge of the traditions, that how we celebrate things, and also in my family, our vacations. So I'm really the one that if we're going to do something memorable, it's, beyond the just everyday life thing. And my husband does a lot of memorable things in our everyday lives. He's always making up funny names for the kids, and, he has little traditions of his own. But as far as the bigger, like the events and the holidays and the vacations, I'm in charge of that. So memorable mom is one of the things. Let's see. Creativity and creativity and, let's say, like, not scrapbooking, but recording, or let's just say scrapbooking. Fun, help. Another short word is, just write me. Okay, so there's one. And then I also had just words that I wanted to focus on this year. So the words were schedule, plan, habit, thrive. So these were all my one little word rejects. Or they're not rejects, but they're not my one little word. Action, focus, light, power, simplify, control, brave, alive, fun, memorable, life. Okay, and then one of my favorite words of the year was awesome. And I chose it kind of to be a little snarky, but then it ended up being like my favorite one little word ever. So I'm just going to do my little awesome. And let's see. There we go. So then I have my goals and also habits that I want to. I don't think I'm going to write those. I think I'm going to leave these two kind of empty. So, but I do want to write a little more, and I'm just wondering where on the page I want to do that. Maybe I'll just stick with the numbers. This year, I am committing to making positive change in every area of my life. I can make it all just excuse me, a little bit better. Isn't there a song like just a little bit brighter? That's so off key, sorry. Okay, so and then I have one, and then I could write in this one, I don't want to write One little word. World. One little world. I'm not sure how to change that. I actually am sure how to change that. So I made a mistake. I wrote one little world, and I should have written one little word. And so what I can do is, and I shouldn't have gone through all that taping, huh? But I can untape some of this. And let's just see. So, I'm just going to cut this and put this back kind of exactly where it went. Oh, you know what's going to mess me up is that bottom part. And then I've got the bottom part. Okay, so that needs to stay down there. See, this is why I like to do them in real time, to show you that it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's not. But this is, you know, you can still move forward with what you're doing, and it'll be okay. So I like to show my mistakes. Let's just see how I can fix this. Okay, so there is one, and one option would be to just change that out completely. And maybe use that red color instead of this color, because I've got red here, and I don't know, red seems like a powerful color. Let's just see if I have a little bit of red handy and see how that looks. And sometimes what start out as mistakes end up being like, oh, that's my most awesome, you know, that's my favorite part of the page. So let me see. I have, this is also lined. Could do it this way. I sort of like that idea, except I don't like that color. But I like the idea of having the lines going the opposite direction. But I'd like to find, I also have this, and I don't think that's going to be a good color choice either. Let me look back in that paper pad, because I think that might work. So I have this American Crafts paper pad, and I think that, I thought there were some lines in red. Maybe not. Just look one more time. I think I've already used them. Okay. Well, those are lines in red. There's not enough of a contrast, I don't think, though. What to do? So I really have started to like the idea of, I think it would be cool to have different color in there. Not pink. Nope. That does not work. I think red is going to be a good color. So I kind of like that red there. And I think what could be cool is if I didn't handwrite that, but I maybe did it with a stamp or some letter stickers. And so let me just see what I have in the way of letter stickers. They've got to be small enough. One little word. Maybe I'll just write word. Like, word up. Word up. Okay, let me see if these fit. So these would match with the green. These are old basic gray letters. And what I liked them, but sorry, excuse me. It seems like with these I always was running out of all of the, the most important letters. Always seem to go way too fast. So I'm trying to use them up. Trying to use them up and be done with them. Okay, so there's the word word. Okay. One. And then let me just see if I can write little. If I mess that up, it'll be super annoying, but it'll be okay. I could do it in pencil. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so there is one little word. I think that's pretty clever. And that came from a mistake. So there is a benefit to toughing it out with me on these long videos, if you think that's a benefit. I hope you do. But I hope that while you're watching these videos, and it's something that I say in the introduction to this YouTube channel, is that I hope that you're scrapbooking along with me, because I really enjoy listening. Like, I love to listen to podcasts. So I love the Paper Clipping Roundtable, and I love also the Digi Show, which is a podcast about digital scrapbooking, which I don't really do, but they talk enough about scrapbooking that it's, you can be a paper scrapbooker and still listen and be just fine. Okay. And now is the time that I feel like, oh, the page is done. But not in scrapbooking, right? We've got to do some embellishment. So one thing that I'm seeing is I have blue on the page right here, and I don't have that anywhere else. So these are chipboard elements by My Mind's Eye. And so, let's see, this is Epic. Okay, that's stuck down. So I have this philosophy of pick it and stick it, but sometimes the stuff just sticks itself, so it's fine. Okay. And so I have, this is Epic, and, so I've got 1, 2, and then I almost think something here. Or maybe, let me see if this will work. I don't think it will. Oh, I'm going to cough again. All of this coughing is getting so tiresome. Seriously. Do you ever have a cold and you just get like so sick of it? Okay, I was going to use the polka dots, but I kind of like the lines. That would mean like kind of incremental changes. Okay. I don't think I like that. I don't know. Do you like it? I think it needs to be a thinner line, but I do. So that's a chipboard element, and I think it's just too big for that space. But I do like the idea of a line there. So sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm not just sorry for you. I'm sorry for me that I have to keep having this hideous cold. Okay, so here's some arrows. I'm sorry for you too, though. If you're watching and you're annoyed by the coughing, so sorry. I am sorry. It's miserable. And it's unusual. I haven't had a cold in I don't even know how long. So there's some arrows. Like moving forward. The other thing I liked about this page, this pattern paper, I can't seem to cut that, is that my birthday is in June, and so this had June here, so that just kind of like come about my time of my birthday, I I really want to have, I want things to be all improved by then. And so that's just this subtle little reminder of, hey, you're going to be 44 this year, so let's make it a good year. Okay. I don't like that. What do you think? A little too goofy, huh? Yeah, that's not good. It's a I don't think the feather is working, but I like all these blue stickers. This might be. Nope. Kind of cool. No. One kind of great thing about videoing yourself making scrapbook pages too is you can look up at the at your layout and you can kind of see like, oh, is that working, or does that look like, is that not working? And so I'm going to put that little sticker back on the sheets. I've taken that sticker off the sheet more than once. That's not the first time. I think this layout, I think I'm going to call it done. I also have these little, I know these are so trendy, but it almost feels like if I was just going to do one thing, I might, these are called enamel dots. I thought they were called epoxy dots. I guess I knew they were enamel dots. So like a little period after that one. So it still goes sort of, I don't know. I can't tell you if that's good or not. But I'm going to call this done. And so I made this, I was inspired by that 2 Peas in a Bucket video by Wilna Furstenberg, or Vilna Furstenberg, and the one little word concept is a concept. Okay, here's some more things we can do. So there's a go. I also kind of like the arrow. Which do you like better, the arrow or the go? Now I feel like if I've got arrow, okay, I've got 3 sets of arrows, because there's arrows in here. I think I'm going to take this little enamel dot off the page. It came off successfully. Yay. Okay, I think that's doing a better visual triangle for the blues. I think that just works a little bit better. Okay, 34 minutes and I'm going to call it done. Thank you for watching. This is Katie Scott, and this is my one little word for, it's actually a big word. My word for 2014 is officially improvement. Yes. Okay, thank you for watching.